All right, we're rolling. Chase, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Appreciate the time.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate your time to talk about Dirty Dough, dude. And you're a franchisee currently with Dirty Dough. Would love to hear though, real quick, just a little bit about your background.
Sure. I was born and raised small town, Preston, Idaho, Napoleon Dynamite town. Um, After there, I went to school at Utah State, played football at Utah State, met my wife. We moved down to St. George for a few years, and we left it so much back up in Cache Valley that we decided to come back up here. So now we have 4 kids, all within 5.5 years of each other, but none of them are duplicates. So life is fun and hectic and crazy.
Dude, that's awesome. I love that. Um, Outside of Dirty Dough, what do you do?
So I work as an energy consultant for Evergreen Consulting Group, and specifically work on contracts with Rocky Mountain Power.
Oh, dude, heck yeah, that's awesome. And I always think it's really cool. That's why I like to start with backgrounds because when you're in the franchise world, you just realize how many people from different backgrounds there are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So with that as your background, what made you choose franchising out of all the ways that you can invest your money and your time? Between the stocks and real estate and stuff like that, and maybe you have some of that other stuff. But what interested you in franchising specifically?
Sure. The opportunity to grow a business, to build, a foundation and something for the future. So when we signed up, it was we bought 5 franchise locations, and the plan for that is to build it, to grow it, get to the 5, if not potentially more, but also a future for my kids. A way to that they can earn their money too by also working, be a part of it. I can walk through the process with them as well, and they can see how things work. And I enjoy that. So I did an MBA at Utah State as well. So that business background, I love it. And so I just love that side of it. And that's what's intriguing with the franchise is, hey, somebody's been there, geniuses learn from their mistakes. Wise men learn from other people's mistakes. So
That's
someone's already been through the process, and refined it. So why not?
dude, I love that. That's so funny. Because yeah, it's funny because number one, it's true, right? So I love that. What interested you most about Dirty Dough?
Well, being from Preston, I mean, that's crumble ground zero, right? And so being able to see how they grew. Like I grew up with a bunch of the siblings of Sawyer, so I know them real well in the family. As much as they've grown and been a part of it, it wasn't ever a time or an opportunity for me to kind of jump in with them at that time. It wasn't really something on my mind. Here a couple of years ago, I heard the story of Dirty Dough, and I looked at kind of the business model, the business plan, and I appreciated it. It was something cool. It was unique. It was different. It was a different offering, and I just thought that this field was an opportunity that I didn't want to pass on. Really, at the end of the day,
dude, heck yeah, that's awesome. I love that. What's your favorite cookie? You have a favorite cookie?
Man, it's tough. I probably the brookie, but
dude, the brookie's really good.
I've yet to eat one I don't really like. I don't love peanut butter on my cookies. I love peanut butter on sandwiches. Yeah. I never have really cared for it in cookies, but
yeah,
shoot, dude, each one I've tried. Like my daughter's favorite one. I forget the name of one we just got a couple weeks ago. We were down in St. George, and so we went to a location down there, and crap, I can't remember the name of it, but she picked it up. I'm like, all right, I'll try a bite, and I think I ended up having about 3 of them and eating about half of her cookie.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, the brookie's really good. The brookie's really good in the shake. So whenever there's a brookie and I'm at a store, I get the brookie and in the milkshake, dude. That's awesome. My jam. That's awesome. My jam. The milkshake's my favorite. Right? Yeah. That's right. That's why it's so good though, because the cookie's good by itself, but then you throw ice cream on there, dude, and it's amazing. Well, dude, I love that. I think what's really cool about what everything you've got going on. Tell us real quick. You're opening your stores in Idaho, right?
So 2 of them in Idaho, up in Meridian, and then 3 of them will be out in Reno. So, and we're actually,
Ooh,
we're
Reno.
close on our first location in South Reno and our first location in Meridian. We are just waiting to hear back from the
Oh,
landlords, finalizing the
heck yeah.
the contract. So,
Heck yeah, that's awesome, man. I love that. All right, cool. Well, I mean, as far as like, being a part of Dirty Dough, being up in Idaho and having that so close, um, a big part of Dirty Dough is the mental health piece, right? And so what's on the inside that counts and things like that. And that's
absolutely.
something that really drew me to the brand in general. How do you feel like that has helped your brand with Dirty Dough? How do you feel like that's helped in general? I mean, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, not only is it a good story, but I look at, it's funny. My wife and I were just talking yesterday, with our kids. So my oldest is 7. We have a 5-year-old, an almost 4-year-old, and our youngest just turned 2 last week. And um, there's been a lot of talk on Coco Melon, right? Coco Melon is so well known on YouTube. It's now on Netflix. It was bought for some crazy number, like 3 billion or something like that. My numbers may be off a little bit, but it was crazy amounts that they sold for.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever sat down and watched Coco Melon, but it drives me nuts personally growing up.
I've never seen it. I don't even think my kids are Bluey fans, dude.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, Coco Melon specifically, like there's just so much. And this isn't to say, I don't want to just
Yeah.
sit and bash on it, but just the experiences that we've had with it. I sit down and watch an episode and it's, I don't know, a couple minutes long and there's just so much happening. And so
Yeah.
my wife and I just yesterday, we were looking at a study of a professor that they had done it on Coco Melon specifically and just talked about every 1 to 3 seconds there's a scene change. Something's changing within Coco Melon. When we talk about um, attention spans, ability to concentrate and focus. And I think of my kids. I'm like, man, I want my kids to be able to sit down and focus and to figure something out, not to feel like they have to be entertained every second of the day, and to realize, hey, I can be bored. I can learn
Yes.
to sit down and figure something out, which I think that's a lot of mental health. And so
Yeah.
I see a huge importance for that, and I am very appreciative of that. To say, hey, let's put a focus on that. Let's put a focus on the rising generation. Let's get a center wherever we have a franchise located that's dedicated to helping out mental health, because that is so important. There's still so much unknown, but if we can put
Yeah.
focus, money, and effort towards that, we can understand a lot of stuff.
Dude, I love that. And I love that you mentioned we try to teach my kids the same. They're like, it's okay to be bored. Well,
Hmm.
cool, Chase. Well, thank you so much for being here, man. You're opening up in Idaho. We're super excited to have you and really appreciate you being on the show, boss.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate the time. I look forward to it.